right, let's take a look at this problem. It says solve on the whiteboard, show your work, and then check your answer. We have 3 3/4 times 2 10/11. Well, when we're multiplying fractions, we know that we cannot multiply mixed numbers. We have to turn our mixed numbers into improper fractions. So let's take our 3 3/4 and make that into an improper fraction. We do that by multiplying our denominator times our whole number, which gives us 12. And then we're going to add 3 to 12, gives us 15. That becomes our new numerator, and our denominator stays 4. We need to do the same with our mixed number of 2 10/11. Okay, let's find the improper fraction. I'm going to multiply my denominator times my whole number. 11 times 2 gives me 22. And then I'm going to add the 10, the numerator, to 22, which gives me 32. And this goes over 11. All right, so now I'm going to rewrite my problem. I've got, let's see here, I've got 15 over 4 times 32 over 11. Now, from here, I could multiply my numerators and multiply my denominators and then simplify. But I do see something. You can simplify before you multiply if your opposite numerator and denominator have any common facts. So I noticed that 4 and 32 both have a common fact of 4. So 4 goes into 4 1 time, and 4 goes into 32 8 times. So I'm going to do a little bit of simplifying before I multiply. It makes my numbers smaller, so they're a little bit easier to manage. Now I've got 15 over 1 times 8 over 11. So 15 times 8. Now, if you can't do that in your head, and I have trouble doing that in my own head, so it's okay to write it out on your paper. Okay, so 8 times 5 is 40. Carry my 4. 8 times 1 is 8, plus 4 is 12, so that gives me 120. So I've got 120 over, it looks like 1 times 11 is 11. Okay, I'm not done. I have this improper fraction of 120 over 11. Okay, so now I need to turn my improper fraction into a mixed number. Let me grab a different color. So I have to think, how many times can 11 go into 120? Well, 11 times 10, and I'm just going to write and think, would be 110, right? 11 times 11, another 11 would be 121. Oh, that looks like it's too much because it can't go over 120. So it looks like 10 times. So I'm going to go 10 whole, and then I have to subtract 110 from 120. 120, take away 110, leaves me with 10. And my denominator is going to stay 11. And I'm going to double check, yep, 10 over 11 is in simplest form, so my answer is 10 and 10 over 11. If your product was not 10 and 10 over 11, check your work. Maybe you did something wrong when you were turning your mixed numbers into improper fractions, or maybe when you did your multiplication or your simplification, maybe you made a calculation error. If you multiplied and didn't simplify first, that would be fine. You'll still end up with the same 10 and 10 over 11. Your number would have just been larger with your numerator and your denominator up here. Okay. All right, check your work and move on to the next question.